welcome. So what we have here is a Sega Game Gear, and this was sent to me by a customer, and it's got the pretty typical problem that Sega Game Gears seem to develop over the years. I'll demonstrate that now. So as you can probably imagine, it doesn't quite work. I'll just pop a game in and pop some power in as well. And that's all we get. We get no audio, no screen output, but we do get this sort of black screen, which is, you know, not great. I've seen this a lot of times with Game Gears. So what we'll do, we'll get started. Now, I have already had this open and had a quick look, and it is all original. It's never been recapped before. So if we just gently open it up, if it wants to let me gently open it. Certainly don't want to klutz it, so pop that game out. That's probably why. There we go. There we are. So I'll just disconnect these cables, which you probably can't see too well. And there we go. So having a look at this, all original capacitors in here, and they don't actually look to be too bad, surprisingly. Normally they all have, well, that one might have corrosion around it. Yeah, they often have corrosion around it, but yeah, this Game Gear's in pretty good condition. If you look at the back of the reflector housing here, it's quite common for them to have fading either side from the heat from the compact fluorescent tube. And this one doesn't, so that looks pretty good. Looks like my customer actually got a pretty good Game Gear. I've seen them in a lot worse states than this one, so yeah, that's some good news. So first things first, now that we're inside it, we'll get this motherboard out. So standard procedure, really. Let's undo all the screws holding it down. There's not many screws holding this down, so this will only take me a few minutes, I imagine. Oh, hey, RB King. I can talk. RB King. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I've got no ability at all to speak. Makes me wonder how I get through my day job, to be honest. Anyhow, never mind. Let me put that screw, actually not with a bunch of Nintendo Switch screws, because, you know, wrong device. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Well, good to have you on stream again, anyway. So, yeah, the only thing these Game Gears are notorious for, if you look at this reflector housing, sort of where I'm using my screwdriver, there's screws holding that reflector housing down, and those reflector housing plastics, they get really brittle, like super brittle. You have to be really careful with the screws on it. I'm kind of a little paranoid about it, actually. I mean, I guess if I did damage the reflector housing, it's not that big a deal. I've got tons of spares from other Game Gears I've modded and taken out the original LCDs, but I'd rather not damage it. Yeah, that's not bad at all, actually. 30 quid, yeah, not bad at all. That's about what I usually spend on them myself, actually, if I pick them up on eBay. You don't really want to go much more than about £30. So there we go. Did I get them all? I got that, got that, got that, got that, got that. I don't think I need to undo the reflector housing screws. I think that might just be a bit of adhesive holding this down. Yep, totally is. And there we go. Yeah, I think that LCD is actually pretty good. I'll just pop this to the side. You know, you should have let me know who you were. You should have let me know who you were. Well, you did now, but you know what I mean. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, okay, let's just pop off that rubber button thingy. No, actually, while we're inside it. Welcome, Tony. So while we're inside it, if you look at this, these plastics are in really, really good shape. I mean, look at that. You've got a good one. You have got a good one. I've seen a lot worse. Yeah. I think whoever owned this last... Ooh, faulty links. Yeah, those look pretty cool. I've never played with the links myself. My brother has. He loved them. But yeah, they're basically the same. As far as I know, they have the same LCD as well. But yeah, all these caps, they look alright, but they rarely are. I can actually test these in circuit as well, which I'm going to do. So, I have this super handy dandy device. This is an ESR meter. And we can use this handy dandy device to diagnose which caps aren't working right. So, what we'll do is we'll start... I'll get a bit of zoom on this as well. And get it into a better position for you guys to see. But if you see, we've got these caps on the board, and if we touch these to the legs, this will tell us what the ESR is of the cap. So if we do this one first. That's very low ESR. I think that one's actually good. I'm going to replace them all anyway, because you know, they all eventually fail. Let's see if I can actually get this one to... Oh. That one, 1.14 ohms, seems a bit... Oh, okay. No, that's fine. And then we'll try this one. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. We'll try this one. Come on. I think that one's dead. Yeah, I think that one's dead. This one looks like it's got corrosion around it, so I expect this one to be a bit weird as well. Yeah. Not good. This one should be good. Assuming it'll even recognise it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's even measuring the capacitance on that one. 4.64, a bit low. Yeah, you can tell these have degraded with time. That one's well dead. That one is very dead. 40 ohms, that's ridiculous. Yeah, no prob. No prob. I think the Lynx basically uses the same caps as a Game Gear. I'm not going to continue testing this because we're going to replace them all anyways. I just wanted to show you guys like how you can actually test capacitors in circuit, and you do that with one of these ESR meters. And these Peak Atlas ESR meters, they're a brilliant tool to have in your collection. So yeah. Right, so what we want to do is get these off. Now I like to get these off with hot air, but obviously this one here, it's got too much plastic around it that I'll just, you know, it'd obliterate the plastics there. I can get these off, and I can possibly get these ones. These ones, they're all too close to this plastic. It will just destroy the plastic, so for that I'll use clippers. Yeah. In fact, I usually use wire snips for this sort of thing anyway, wherever those are. I think there's a pair near me somewhere. There we go. Yeah. So the way I do it is I snip the legs, move the cap off the board, and then I'll use the soldering iron. So Yeah, and I know you guys can't see this too well, but let's clip this one. That's that one. Clip this one if we can get in at it. A little tricky. That one's gone. That one's gone. Okay. Then I need pliers. I know I have pliers. Do you know, I thought I had everything lined up for this. I'm just scatterbrained. I really am when it comes to tools around me, but never mind. Let's just try with tweezers. Because all of these capacitors, they're kind of glued down, which is really annoying. And this one doesn't want to come. Oh, that came. Okay. We'll just snip the legs on all of these. Now, there's a really good website for these retro consoles called Console 5, and they have a tech wiki. And that wiki has lists of all the capacitors and things like that. Things like the Game Gear, the Lynx, NES's, like basically any of the older retro consoles will be on there, which is pretty nice. There we go. And I'm not sure if you can see this too well, but if you look at that one I just removed, it left some of the plastic shell behind where my tweezers are, just there. And that's because of the crappy, well actually it's not crappy, it's pretty good component glue that they use, and that glue holds the cap down. It's actually one of the reasons I don't always like to use hot air, because you can melt that plastic and it just makes cleanup even more annoying. Now, what I'm trying to do now is use the tweezers to break the adhesive a bit. And as I say, I've done a few of these. Let's see, that's not pliers. Tell you, too many things in my work area. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Aha. Oh, no, that's wire snips. Whatever. Let's just be gentle with it. God, that adhesive glue is solid. Yeah, you got yourself such a good example that can't remove all the components so easy. That's that leg. Oh, hey, Jason. Hey, guys. Right. Damn. I really need my pliers for this. Tell you what, guys, just give me a second. I think I might know where they are. I think I left them next to my ultrasonic cleaner. I'll be 2 secs. Did not leave them near my ultrasonic. I have no idea where they are. Never mind. Continue going around the board. I'll just snip the legs. Oh yeah, that one's pretty corroded. There we go, got that one off. Yeah, these consoles are the ones that I actually learned how to work with electronics with. I've done a lot with these Game Gears. They're actually quite nice to work with. You know, all the surface mount components, compared to something like the Nintendo Switch, they're absolutely massive. There's another. See if we can get more zoom for you guys. Yeah! I always wanted one as a kid as well. I never had one as a kid. Shame, really. Did have a Game Boy Color. Might give you a hint as to how old I am. I look older than I am. I'm 34 going on 43 by the look of it. Oh, come on. Damn, these caps are like welded down. Call myself Cap Tech, can't even get these off. There we go. Yeah, the Lynx was cool. Like, as I say, I never had one, but it's a funky looking handheld actually for its time. It looks it does look kind of cool. Man, it's almost like they super glued these caps down, you know. Let's see if I can maneuver that off. This is not my favourite way, if I'm honest, to remove any kind of electric components, but you know, if they're going to glue them down, don't get much choice. There we are. You can probably hear that snap they make. Right, that sort of weird I'm free now snap. Yeah, this one's got corrosion around the legs as well. I'll show you the corrosion these caps have dumped on the board as well. Oh man, the GameCube was great. It really was. It had surprisingly good graphics actually, the Cube. Used to love, what was it? It was a Star Wars game. Was it Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron, something like that? I can't remember the name of it now. But like, it looked incredible. Okay. There we go, that's all those caps. I'll be installing standard radial electrolytics on this. They're what brand are they? Are they Panasonic? I think I'm putting Panasonics on. Come on. Oh, that can's coming out of the plastic, so that's good. There we go. Actually, I'll give you guys a closer look at these. These are weird caps. You can't get these anymore. I don't think anybody manufactures them. Let's see if I can get that into shot. Where are my hands? Yeah, you see that? What it is, it has like a radial cap inside. I'm not sure how well you can see it. Let me push it out a bit for you. And then the radial cap, because they're not square like they make you to believe. These are standard electrolytic. You see how that's sort of let me get it into shot. Come on. You see how the can's poking out there? The tweezers? It's just a standard radial capacitor inside that thing. It's a shame because the modern ones don't match the same size, so you can't make it look like it's factory anymore. No, they're not tantalum. Yeah, if they were tantalum, they'd probably last forever, to be fair. But yeah, every single cap on this thing is electrolytic. Now, some people, they'll replace them with ceramic caps, and some people will do tantalums. But although probably fine for the main board, don't use tantalums or ceramics on the audio board. You get better sound on the electrolytics. Not that the Game Gear had amazing sound, but some people can tell the difference, right? Right. Let's get this under the scope. bashing my microphone there. So, you see what I mean about, like, yeah, this is a good example of corrosion around the cap legs, actually. Look at that. Could be worse. I have seen worse, but yeah, look. You see how it's got this furry substance on it? That's from the original caps. Oh, that one's pretty badly corroded up there. You see this? Look at that. Having a bit of flux won't fix, hopefully. But yeah, okay, so let's see if we can just clean up some of these plastic shards, shall we? I mean, I don't want to be too brutal with it because, again, it's an old board and there's tracks running under where this is glued. I don't want to go damaging the tracks. Yeah, okay. That one wasn't corroded. That one looks okay. What you find, funnily enough, with these Game Gears, the more heavily corroded they are, the easier the plastic glue stuff comes off. Now let's see if we can get this off. I don't really want to be bending the legs, because you bend the legs, you can tear a pad up. And although I could repair it, I don't fancy making that work for myself. Okay, right, let's get these old legs off. Fire up the old soldery iron. Get some flux down. Now I'm pretty sure these Game Gears were made back in the days where everything had leaded solder as well. I could be wrong, but I think they were. Yeah, that one was pretty corroded. It is the ones that the, yeah, it's all the legs the ESR meter was pointing out. Oh, that one's terrible. Just so you know, RB King, I'll probably be chucking this in the ultrasonic if I can. To do that, though, I'll have to unscrew the screen and kind of put it on an angle so that it doesn't go into the detergent. Hopefully, I can just get it clean with IPA, though. Pre-fluxing everything. Hopefully it won't take me too long. The longest thing I've found with these is usually cleaning up the bloody pads when they're heavily corroded. A few of these are heavily corroded, but sometimes they come up just fine. Really depends. You see that nasty one? You can remove them with hot air, Jason, but the problem is, like, some of these parts on this board, there's a lot of plastic. Like, take where I'm looking right now. You got these two caps here, and then right next to it you got all this plastic. And this silvery thing on the right that I'm sort of getting into shot there, that's the compact fluorescent tube reflector. And whilst I can remove it, you'd be surprised, but you see this screw that we've got in shot here. If I undo that and the others, quite often the plastic will snap because it's really old plastic and it just gets fatigued with age, and I'd rather not take them off if I can help it, just so that we don't damage the plastics. Now again, if I did damage the plastic, I'd just replace the reflector, because I've got some known good ones that are in good condition, but I like to try and keep everything original where I can, you know, and that's for my customers' sake. And the fact that I don't know, there's just something nice about keeping things original, right? But yeah, I can totally remove them with hot air. I will be removing some of the audio ones with hot air. Okay. And lastly, there was a cap up here somewhere. Yeah, that one leaked as well. Damn, look at this. In fact, it looks like it's left a bit of nasty around that as well. I might reflow that. Anyway, I'm going to start getting these off. So, yeah, you see that corrosion around the compact fluorescent there? I tell you, Game Gears really like to crap themselves, but they are surprisingly nice little consoles. Let me get that plastic out of the way. There we go. You know, it's funny. These older systems, whenever you remove stuff like I'm doing here, they always smell weird. They smell like fish. It's weird. Well, you know what? With practice, you probably could. You know, it's like anything. It's really down to if you have the time to, right? I mean, I enjoy doing it. So, yeah, let's just reflow this. Yeah, much better. I think that joint had gone a bit cold on that, actually. I mean, it worked, but who knows how long for, right? But yeah, it certainly can be fiddly. Now let's get this one off. I think that's stuck to my iron. Yep. But yeah, the trick to these, flux. The trick to any solder, it is flux, I suppose. But yeah, you know what? Looking at all the chips and so on, it really does look like it's, oh god, excuse me, in really good shape. Let's remove this bad boy. Ah. There we go. I've got shaky hands today. There we go. Ah, come on. I think I've had too much coffee. This is my day job, I'm a programmer. And, yeah, I've been fixing some production issues with what I work with. Got a bunch of new electronic stuff showing up. What you got coming, Jason? Well, nothing wrong with not being a software person, you know. It's kind of that old adage, isn't it? If we're all philosophers, we'd all die of cholera. Yeah, that doesn't want to. Yeah, this is what I don't like doing with these Game Gear recaps. If you take a look, not sure how well I got that into shot. Yeah, if you look at that, where that cap was, look how nasty that's gone. Right there. You see all that burnt crap? That's not flux. Oh, Hacko stuff. Man, Hacko stuff's great. I don't have any Hacko stuff. I've got loads of clones, you know, like I'm using a KSGER, K-Skur, or however you say it, soldering station, which is basically a clone of the high-end Hackos. It's pretty good, but it's not a Hacko. But then again, for 20 quid, you really can't complain. Just break this up with heat. You know what? These pads are in good condition. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, I've actually got some electronic stuff coming myself as well. I actually just bought myself a bench power supply because I was recently repairing a switch and it had a short to ground light all across the 3-volt rail, and I had no idea what was causing it. I did find the problem, but I had to remove almost every bloody IC on the damn switch to find it, so I ended up reballing a bunch of chips, and it was just madness. And I could have found that if I'd have had a power supply to heat up this shorted component and then just, you know, freeze spray it or something. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Jason. Yeah, you can't have Phil having better stuff than you. No way, right? Although he did get a nice hacker recently. It was fun watching him open it actually, because he seemed so excited. He was like over the moon with it. Ah, come on. Come on. This one. Yeah. Bloody. Yeah. Let's maneuver that. There we go. Yeah, it's fun watching Phil unbox stuff. It was also fun when he got the PS4 from Tronics. From Steve over at Tronics. He was like a kid at Christmas. Not that I blame him. Yeah, that Hacko stuff, man. Which Hacko did you get anyway? Was it one of the solder stations, like one of the hot air rework stations? Like, what did you go for? Not sure how well you can see what I'm doing there. Not very well, actually. There we go. Yeah, it really has. I'm quite happy for Phil actually. That was really good for him. You know, he got a lot of positivity out of it, which was good. I like Phil. He's a funny guy. Right, let's clean up all this old nasty solder. That's better. So you got the FM203 Mini Hot. Oh, cool. Micro pencils. Well, they're quite handy, you know. I mean, heck, hot tweezers are quite handy. Like, for what I'm doing now, hot tweezers would be pretty good, to be fair. There we go. Let's get that into shot better. There we are. Do-do-do-do. Come on. Whoops. Sucked a bit of solder off the leg of that little, you know, I don't know what that is. I think it's a MOSFET. No, it actually looks like a transistor. Ah, you bugger. Do it. Do it. The trolling is strong. Do it. Totally do it. I approve. Come on. Gosh darn it. There we go. Yeah, can you guys see the oh, it's a bit out of focus actually, isn't it? Let's see if we can get that. There we go. You see all this nasty corrosion on the pads? It's coming off quite nicely actually. Like I say, this is a reasonably good example of a Game Gear. It's still never fun to have to remove corrosion. But you know, with these old retro systems, you kind of got to. I tell you, the one system that is built like an absolute brick, though, that rarely actually has any problems is the. Well, actually, no, it does have problems, but rarely has any major electronic problems. Is the NES, the old Nintendos. Those things are just built like battle tanks. The only problem they ever seem to have is the game cartridge slot. I do refurbish those actually sometimes and sell them on eBay. I've got like God knows how many next to me. 7 under this desk. Come on, there we go. Oh, cool. Are the micro pencils like the one that Phil uses, like that really thin soldering iron that just has the power cable straight into the top? Is that a micro pencil? I'm pretty sure it is, right? There we go. Oh, that came off nice and easy. You know what? I should now be able to get off this plastic nastiness. Oh, okay. There we go. Da, 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 da. Actually, you'd be surprised how popular the NES was. I think the Master System was probably more popular here because it was cheaper, right? I mean, I grew up with the Master System. In fact, I grew up with got one right here. It's not the one I grew up with, but it's the same. So, show you guys. I'm like Borat. Here is my VCR recordings. There we go. The old classic. Tell you what, man, I had so many hours of fun with these old things. Absolutely love these consoles. This one needs a bit of TLC though. Works though. But yeah. Tell you, Master System, great machine. See, kids these days, they don't understand. Back in my day, I turned into a West farmer. There we go. Come on. Come on, you damn desolder braid. There we go. Nice. I love it when they come up that clean. Okay, so now we've just got 2 more on this side of the board. Oh, I've still got the legs there. Let's take those off. You see what I'm doing? Yeah. So I need to double check sometimes what I've got on the camera, because you don't see what I see. There we go. So out of curiosity, guys, like, what retro game systems did you grow up with? Like, what was your, well, maybe not even what you grew up with, but just, you know, what's your favourite old retro systems? I'm always curious what people like when it comes to retro. You know, mainly because it's in the name of my streams, new retro repair, right? Retro. Of course I'm interested. How have I done this? I literally was just holding my wire snippers and now I don't know where they've gone. Oh, there they go. The Atari 2600 was my very first console. I had the junior version. So not the Woody one, the other one. And I'm pretty certain my very first video game on that console was Smurfs. But we're talking back when I was like, what, 4 years old, something like that. And it was a hand-me-down from my older brother. I remember that console well, it had some good stuff on it. Oh, NES and SNES straight to... Oh, that's a big jump, actually. NES, SNES straight to PS2. I'll tell you what, both great systems. I'm actually doing an experiment right now with some broken pieces of a SNES. And what I'm doing is I'm retro-brighting them, but I'm not doing it with hydrogen peroxide. I'm actually doing it with... sodium percarbonate. Go on then, let's hear your retro game sob story. I'm always interested in retro game sob stories. Also, welcome, Do Up. What happened? Let's get this stuff off. There we go. It's nasty, nasty corrosion. I might have to get some fresh solder on these to help remove that. Let's do that. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, the old electrolytic crap that comes off these caps, like, it's just gross. Oh, hey FTLOG, welcome. Welcome, good to have you along. What you're seeing right now is an old Game Gear that needs a bit of love. Alright, let's inspect all these solder joints. I know I actually wicked off a bit of solder on one of the components. There it is. On that, probably a transistor. Yeah. Right there, let's get that resoldered. You can see my method for soldering electrolytics to these as well. There we go, that's nice. We're looking on focus. Let's there we go. Yeah, you know, it'd be good if I could find a decent flux for that. I'm just using the Kingbo RMA stuff. I actually use the same stuff Phil uses over on his channel. Funnily enough, I was using it independently as well. It's just because it was one of the cheap ones on eBay. Right, that's all those cleaned up. These should come up just fine as is, these two. Yeah, cool. Do. I tell you what, this Kenwick braid is really good stuff. Cheap too, but really good. So yeah, each one of these, it's got like this nasty greenish blackish stuff, was a cap that was, you know, beyond its shelf life. I'm actually fairly confident that recapping this will bring back the LCD. I was actually impressed it was even able to power up. This cap was alright. Cool. There we go. Right, so if we do this cap, because this is the cap I actually hate doing, so I'll do that one first. Get that wire out of the way. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, you're gonna love Kenwick. It's just cheap. It's so cheap and it's so good. Like, I've had way more expensive ones that just don't do the job. Like, I've tried Gootwick and it's okay, but like, it was just nowhere near as good as the Kenwick, and it cost more. So like, why? You know. Right. What I'm doing now is closing a bunch of windows I don't want you guys to see because they're work related, and I'm going to share my desktop. So let's go to console 5. So if you take a look at this website is super handy whenever you're doing any kind of refurbishment work or repair work on all the consoles. And I think Game Gear is under G rather than Sega. Yeah. And what we have on here is a really handy capacitor list. So, you know, we've got the capacitor list for like the audio boards and for the different revisions, and the same for the main PCB. Now, this Game Gear is one of these twin ASIC VA1s. You know, I didn't check the model number. I think it was that. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that was a 7996 for sure. And just to prove I'm not talking crap, if you look at the wrong camera, there we go. See, so we got a 7996. Yeah, okay. So, what we'll do is we'll start by recapping that. So we'll look at the twin ASIC one. We got C31 there, which is 100 microfarad, 6.3 volts. So, let's head on back over here. Yeah, I know, the Nomads look really cool. Portable Mega Drive. Who doesn't want a portable Mega Drive, you know? Like, seriously. Mega Drive was a cool system. I had a lot of fun with Mega Drives over the years. Right. So I need to go into my many boxes of many bits. And let's get some caps. So I said 100 microfarad 6.3 for this one. So that would be that one, actually. I'll show you a few tricks with these. If I zoom out a bit. What a lot of people do, and I'm not going to be doing it, but what a lot of people do is something really dumb. They'll get a cap like this radial, like this, and what they'll do is pretty much just slap it on the board like that with the legs, like that, which is ridiculous. Like, yeah, no. I mean, if you're doing it on your own, fine, but like, not a customer's board. So what I like to do anyway, if we check the polarity, it says positive at the top. So the stripe's negative, so that's the positive. Well, that's the positive on that side, and the stripe there, which is all blurry and it doesn't want to focus, is the negative. So what I do is I bend the legs down like that, and then I bend them again with a pair of tweezers. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit more for you guys. What I do, so I take tweezers like that, and I just bend them like that. And I straighten them out a bit. Just like that. And that'll allow me to mount it flush to the board, and then you obviously just snip the legs. And that's that. Now I've got to do that for each of these caps. It's kind of annoying, but you know, it's just part of the recap. So if we go back to that location, right there. Making a cap roll everywhere. What we do is we get it into position, and then we'll bend the legs out to sort of fit the profile. So this one needs to be that way and that way. Bend that apart a bit more. There we go, that's that one in position. The lack of labels is disappointing. We'll get a bit more flux down, why not? It's much easier than working on Nintendo Switch parts, where like everything's like subatomic in scale. There we go, that's one solder joint. What I do, I always pre-tin the iron to do that joint because it's so close to this plastic and I don't want to melt the plastic. In fact, I need to just move that a little bit. Yeah, always. It's an awkward position, this, because my microscope's sort of semi in the way, and like, there's just no room to maneuver. There we go. I got it. I'll just do a quick nudge test as well. I mean, a nice shiny looking joints. Yeah, that's that one done. Great, that's my most feared cap out the way. So next up we got C49. What's C49? C49 is a 22 microfarad, 6.3 volt. Right, let's get that one then. 22 microfarad, 6.3. That's 100. 100. That's 33. That's 250 volts. I don't even know why I have that with my Game Gear caps. 25. Which I think it was one of these. That's 100. 6.3, 22. Cool. Ah. 6.3, 22. Okay, so just double checking. I don't want to go putting the wrong caps in and then like have a mini explosion on my hands. You know, I probably should have like prepared all these capacitors in advance, but you know, I didn't. Okay, so we want this one here, and the positive is on the top side, so I want it in that orientation. Cool. Let's bend the legs down. Coolie-oolie. Right, great. Let's see if we can get rid of that plastic debris. Not really. How well can you guys see what I'm doing? Pretty well. Right. God, I hate working with these caps. Yep, there we go, that'll do. Yeah, cool. I'll just get that tacked down. Actually, I'm using Nichicon caps. I didn't know I had Nichicon caps in there. Oh, right, my Panasonics are for NESs. Never mind. Nichicon, good brand, by the way. There we go. The SMD versions are fine, but the problem with the kit ones is they don't have the correct capacitance values. They'll give you all the very same capacitance value. Now, they seem to work, but I'm not really sure why they don't match the specs of the original Game Gear. Now, it might be a cost thing. I don't really know. Yeah, the SMD ones are supposed to be okay. Right, just make sure that cap's not going to get in the way of the little plastic stand, and it's not. That's good. Okay. Right, so the next one is C35 by the look of it. And C35 is what? What is C35, guys? Who knows what C35 is? It's 4.7 microfarad, 35 volts. That's what C35 is. And that one, I believe, I use an audio grade cap on. It's the ones I've got that match it. So, 35, 4.7, yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'd do it. Like, if you want if you want to recap the main board, my advice would be don't buy one of the capacitor kits. Instead, go to somewhere like Mouser or DigiKey or RS Components or wherever, you know, wherever your trusted supplier is. And if you want to use surface mount, get the surface mount capacitors that match the actual capacitance and voltage values that the Game Gear expects. I mean, you can go up a voltage, but you really should stay to the same capacitance values. Positive goes in the top. So I'm just bending a capacitor into shape, guys. There we are. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Basically what I'm saying is stay away from the Retro 6 capacitor kits and just order like loose. I mean, if you're only doing one Game Gear and you're not too fussed, then maybe just get one of those kits. Again, it seems to work for people, so I'm not an electronics engineer, so, but personally I would try to match the capacitance values that are in the original. Oh, this is annoying. There we go. So this plastic's just not letting it quite sit flush. That's annoying. Yeah, that should do it. Alrighty. So let's get this one tacked in as well. Also, my record time for recapping a Game Gear is 8 minutes. I'm taking quite a bit longer at the minute. But that was when I was doing loads of them, like a few months back. And I'd already prepared the capacitors. Ah, come on. Ah, there we go, that's much better. Okay. Yeah, they're not the best capacitors for sound. Electrolytics for the soundboard at the very least. I mean, you can still use a Retro 6 kit, but yeah. Let's just get a bit of flux on this because that's not a good joint. Much better. Alright, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So we'll go to C37 next. I'll change my orientation for this one actually. Yeah, that should do. Alrighty, so now we're talking about C37, which is an amount of microfarads. 68 microfarads at 6.3 volts. Yeah. 68, 6.3. And I get my massive cat box. Let's see if I can find that one then. So that's 47. I will be needing that. 1.47. I will be needing that actually. 25 volts. If you guys want to see me like rummaging like mad, you know, this is this is my life right now. 250 volt, 6.333. I know I need that at some point. I know I need that. 68 microfarad, 6.3. There we go, we got it. So, there we are. Right. So let's just check polarity. Polarity positive on my right hand side, so that side, so that, okay, goes like that. There we go. Back to the old Scopy. Right. So, wait a minute, did I say positive on the right hand side? So that goes like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's get this snipped. Cool. There we go, making progress. Okay. There we go, another one bites the dust, guys. And what's this, C39, I think that is. And C39 is 100 microfarads at 4 volts. So 100 microfarad, 4 volt. Now I know yeah, that'll do. This is 100 microfarad at 6.3 volts, but that's fine. Remember what I said earlier? You can go up voltage, but you can't. You shouldn't differ from capacitance. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, I imagine a lot of these are just smoothing capacitors anyways, so it's probably not that big a deal, but you know. Right, so I want that down that way. Sorry, I know you guys are probably struggling to see what I'm up to. I'm just, story of my life, screwing around with capacitors. Tell you what though, I really enjoy getting these old retro systems back up and running. There's just something about seeing a machine that by all rights should be dead live again, you know? I just love that. Particularly out of production machines. I mean, it's one thing to repair current stuff, and it's fun to do, because I've been doing it with Nintendo Switches, you know, and yeah, it is cool, but fixing an out of production thing, you know, we'll never see more of these made ever again. So there's just something a little extra special about getting these older retro systems working, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just being a bit of a nostalgic fool, who knows. But yeah. Hey. Another cat bites the dust. Right, what else we got? C45, C44, they're both the same. I think they're both 0.47 microfarads. Did you get a copy of my switch file from me yet? Oh, you, right, yeah, I should have asked actually, yeah, because your switch file is the one with the USB alternate points, I think, if I recall. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. C45, C44, 45, 44, 0.47, 50 volt, okay. 0.47, 50 volt. 1.47. Aha. Excellent. So let's head on back over to the cam view. Yeah, Jason, I didn't actually. No, I didn't. But I tell you what, I would appreciate that actually if you could DM me on Discord, I guess, because I'm on Phil's Discord. I think I'm on there right now actually. Obviously living in idle land. So, just get that out of the way. Right, what was the polarity on these? I can't tell, one sec. Positive on the left. Okay. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, Jason. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I mean, I've looked. I have taken a look because, like, I've taken a look on, just using Google image search just to see what was out there with alternate points, and there's a few out there that are okay. I know I've seen Phil when he's been on live stream with, I think it was yours. Oh crap! I just dropped a cap there. Yeah, I think Phil had your image open with the alternate points on. But that kind of thing, it is really handy when diagnosing. Because if you pop your meter in diode mode and you're getting weird voltage drops on certain lines and stuff, you can kind of, with that little diagram you've done, you can sort of follow, like, where the fault is, right? Let's get back to the scope. There we go. Right, I don't want to pop this one on first. I want to pop that on second. This is a bit of Jenga with these two caps. Not Jenga. Actually, it might as well be Jenga. Negative goes on the top for this one. Okay. Yeah, there is one plus side to using the surface mount kit, guys, and it's faster, right? Because you just drop your cap on and off you go. Got to adjust these legs a bit. Still got to adjust the legs a bit. That ought to do it. See if you guys, am I getting that? I've not got that in shot, have I? There you go. Sorry, I was just tacking that one down. Come on, there we go. Okay. Let's make those joints a bit nicer. Excellent. Let's make sure that's mechanically sound, because obviously it's a handheld system, you know, they tend to get light moved around and jostled more, so yeah, that's nice and solid. How's the focus? There we go. Really? Well, this is just my own way, you know, I just came up with this myself. I mean, a lot of people, they do a messy job, like, not just in terms of, like, flux and things like that, which I will be cleaning up, but, like, they do a messy job in that they just leave super long capacitor legs on, and that's ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. Particularly if you're doing it for a customer, right? If you're going to do a job, do it properly, right? I mean, the surface mount ones, they're great. You know, they'll just fit absolutely perfect, solder it in, job done, you know. Nice. There we go. We're actually getting there with the main board. We've got the majority of the caps done now, I think. I think we've only got 5 more on this main board. So let's get this crap off as well. To be honest, I hope more people who do radial caps on these do it the way I'm doing it, because I like it, it does look a lot neater. I'll show you how it looks from a further out view when I've done these. Which ones are these? C3 and C1, I think. Let me just double check that. Yep. So I need a 10 microfarad 6.3 volter. And I've got one of those somewhere in here. Let's see, we got 68. 10 at 16, I could probably use one of them. 250, 16 at 10. Why do I have 2 bags of 16 volt 10 microfarad ones? That's weird. 6.3 at 22. Blah blah blah. 22. Alright. So we need... Wait, that's 100 at 63. No, I don't want that. That's also 100. Sorry guys, I'm just rummaging around my parts. Yeah, Jason, the kit ones, you know, they're great for a fast install, right? I try to keep as close to the original manufacturer's specs as I can, you know. I mean, each to their own, right? 10, 10, 10. The only wrong way to do it is to use stuff that's completely out of spec, like massively out of spec. You know, like a 0.47 volt cap where you need an 18 volt or something. Right, there we go, that'll do. cool, cool, cool. So what we want for this one is this one. And what's the polarity? Pretty sure that's the positive symbol there, but let me double check that on a diagram. Yeah, negative on the bottom. Great. Okay. So let's span this one into shape. But yeah, as I say, there's definitely pros and cons to using the SMD caps. Mainly pros on the motherboard and cons on the audio. Right. Yeah, that should do it. Cool. Let's trim those legs a bit more. You know, one thing I like about doing these Game Gears is when I get to the power board, because like, I get to use my desoldering gun, and that's always fun. Ah, for the love of God, come on. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. One down, one to go on this side. So what we got here? We got C1, which is... This is a 33 microfarad cap. Okay, I actually did get that out. I know that's right near me. 33. Cool. Would you look at that? I have one already. Kind of. Right. So negative on the bottom. This is another of my nemesis caps because it sits right next to plastic. And it's the cartridge slot plastic. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world to melt, but again, I try to keep these as nice as I can when I do the job, so... You know, this is a great way to spend a Tuesday evening as well. I do enjoy this. The only thing I'm missing is a beer. Damn it. Come on. There we go. Right. Yeah, one really cool thing about the Sega Game Gear, and it's not exactly a secret anymore, I'm not sure if everyone who's watching is aware of it, but they can actually play Sega Master System games with a little adapter, which is cool. Right, I just need to change my orientation on this a bit, because I don't want to burn the plastic. Alright, that's that. Alright, so we're nearly done with the main board. We've only got 2 caps left, and these ones are easy because there's not much around them. I think they're both the same. C48. Well, that's understandable. I mean, you know, I can totally understand wanting to troll Phil. In fact, when you do, troll him on my behalf, because like I like to backseat drive when I should. Like I can't help but backseat drive, right? I do it all the time when I'm watching Phil's channel, and I need to shut up and just let him do his thing, right? Like I'm sure Phil is way more experienced and knows what he's doing way better than I do, but I can't help it. I'm like, Phil, no, do it this way. It's like the other day he put something in his ultrasonic, and he's like, oh yeah, I've got the ultrasonic filled with IPA, and I didn't notice him say it. And he gets the board back out, sticks it on his workbench. I'm like, Phil, what you doing? Dry it out. Dry it out. C48, 10 microfarad. Okay, and that one is that one. Positive faces down. Coolly. So yeah, if you want to troll Phil on my behalf, just say Captech says do this. If he says, what does he mean do this? He says, well, he likes to backseat drive, but he can't do it at the minute. Oh, I cut that perfect. Nice. Cool. And then I wobbled it. No, what am I doing? Yeah. Fine. Goofing up. Oh, come on. God damn it. I gotta come in from around the side. There we go, that did it. Nice. And the last cap on this board is down here. This one. C something or other. C, what is that? 6? C6. Ah, come on, some of the best people you'll meet in life are crude but good, right? You know, nothing wrong with Phil. He's a good guy. Yeah, I think the only thing with Phil is he just... You know, a lot of people like that banter. I do. I don't mind having the piss taken out of me, but you gotta... Sometimes you have to be a little careful with it, is all. I think he does a good job overall. For sure. Alright, 10 microfarad. But you know, Phil, he's a youngling. He's a youngling. A very good one, but he's still young. Damn sight better than me, anyways. Right, let's see, that one was meant to be 6.3 at 10 microfarad, and this one is 10. 10 microfarad at 10 volts, sorry, at 6.3 microfarads. 16, fucking hell, I can't talk. 10 at 16, yeah, and let me just make sure I'm not being insane. 10. Alright, the higher voltage doesn't matter for these. So let's go that way. Yeah, Phil's a good guy. He really is. I mean, just watching his videos, I've learned a lot from him. You know, I've learned an awful lot from him. Like how to reball by hand. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a... it's not a fun thing to do all the time. Alright, and that's that. And let's do. There we go. Got to be a little careful with this cap because I don't want it to short out the legs of the little IC next to it. Actually, it looks fine though. See these radial caps, they're kind of surrounded with an insulator, a layer of insulation, so they won't short out as long as you're careful with them. Oh, hell, balls. Says a man who immediately knocks his capacitor out of position. Hey! There we go. Excellent. Right, that's the main board recapped. So let's flip over to the camera view and I'll show you guys what it all looks like at the minute. So, flip that out of the way. I zoom in. So, you know, we got these caps, and you can see they're pretty neat. You know, there's not anything sort of hanging out of position or like falling off the board or anything, and although it might not look like it, that's pretty much flush with the edge of the board. You know, this is my preferred way to recap these Game Gears. Yeah, I think that's come out alright. Although I'm going to have to clean up that screen now. Not an issue though. Right, so next thing for us to do after doing this is to do the soundboard and the power board. Now that we've got all that recapped, so I'm going to set this aside. And let's rip these off. So, first up we'll do this power board. Tell you, these old electronics are just, you know, you can tell they're from a different time. They're just really nice to work with. Don't worry, I'll be putting that back when I'm done. There we go. While we're at it, let's get the audio board off as well. Now, the only thing about the audio board is you have to take this stupid RF shield off as well. we go. Getting there, guys. Getting there. Now we can get the audio board off. I really like taking the caps off these as well. There we go. That's in really good condition too. Look at that. It still looks shiny. Nice. Okay. So for this now, I like to use hot air on these, but you gotta shield them pretty good. Otherwise, you'll end up burning the connectors, which is another thing I could afford to burn because I've got replacements, but I don't want to. I need something for heat shielding it, actually. Tin foil, that's what I need. Right, I'll be back in a moment, guys. Right, I'm back, and I've got the magic tin foil. So let's create some heat shielding for these connectors. As you know, hot air is deadly. That's that one. And that one. Okay, that one was crap. Let me redo that. Might tape these down, actually. Let's see. The fact that these solder joints look reasonably good on these is promising, though, because usually when the caps on this leak, they actually cause a lot of mess. They're really annoying to clean up. That's not fitting flush enough with the board to protect it. Bear with me. Right. Nuts. .460 at, let's say, let's go up to 60% airflow. I'll start with this one. Hopefully they don't pop off, because they can pop. That's one. jump that popped a bit. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second. Yeah, this is a really nice example of a board as well. I like it. Right, that should do the job. Should do the job. And last but not least, let's try and point the air away from it. But let's do this one. Oh, just like that. There we go, we got all the old caps off. Yeah, that board's still really hot. Yep. I'll just burn my leg with hot air. Why don't I? Why not? Okay. That's that. No caps. All good. Let's do this one. I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I don't need the scope actually. Okay. What I do need is this bad boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fresh solder to the caps we want to get off. So we want to get that one off. Get that one off. And that one, and then we got the cap up here, which is this one. Cool. Just gonna tip actually. Yep. These don't always come off as easily as I'd like, to be fair. Although I think that might have done okay. I'm going to get it under the scope now and clean it up a bit. So head back to the scope. Let's take a look at how that did. So let's zoom out a bit. Oh, I didn't do brilliantly, did it? Not to worry, we can get it with an iron. Just sort of rock the cap out while applying heat. Usually works. Not sure how well you can see what I'm doing there. There we go. There you go, that's one off. And we got this one. Not quite ready to give, it's close. I got it. I'll just wick this old stuff out. I don't know how well you guys can see that. That's those two gone. And then this one. Probably should have used a smaller tip on my desolder gun, really. Gently, gently does it. Ow. 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 Come on, really gently does it. Ow. Ow. Okay, there we go. Now we can clean this up. So let's just... How's that focus? There we go. So... Now we'll just clean these holes up a little bit. Like so. That one's not brilliant. I'm going to fill that one with some fresh solder and then just wick it off. Maybe use a bit of flux while I'm at it. There we go. Piece of fresh braid. There ain't nothing better than fresh braid. It's cleaning up nicely, actually. That's at this hole. Let's try coming at that one from this side. so that's there. How many viewers we got? 3 viewers! Nice. And we go. Come on, wick it up. Wick it up. Nah, this needs more solder in it. Probably need to turn the iron up a bit as well, actually. Let's do that. Crank it up to 400. And let's add more flux. Oh, come on. I don't want to keep going at this. I don't want to keep going at it because I don't want to damage the pad, you know. If I do keep going at it, that will happen. I'm going to try a little bit from this side. Wish me luck. Hey, that got it. Whoever wished me luck, it worked. Okay. And then we got these last 2 ones here, so... Again, let's add a bit of flux. And let's see what we can do for it. There we got flux. Yeah, I quite enjoy LCD modding these things. It's quite a lot of work, though. Great result at the end, though. There we go. And then we'll take these off. The laws of physics are messing with me today. Capillary reaction's just not working. Got that one though. Perfect. There we go, guys. There we go. That's that all looking better. Right, while I'm at it, I'll clean this one as well. Where's my IPA? Where is my IPA? There it is. Do 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 do. Even have a brush for it. Okay, that's looking better. You know, I'll probably just chuck these in the ultrasonic when I'm done with them, actually. I might as well. Get them looking like factory fresh. Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. that's interesting. There's a load of burnt flux around here. I wonder if this has been opened, or if that's just been there since it was in the factory. Or did I do that? No, that's... Yeah, I think that was factory flux. Damn, that's... That flux is older than some of my family members. There. Right, let's get the caps for this then. So what do we need? We need a 820 microfarad 6.3. That's the big one. Should be easy to find at least. Yep, there we go. Wire snippies. So there we go, we've got a big beefy cap, and that cap goes in the big beefy hole. I feel like there's a terrible innuendo I could make right there. You guys see that okay? No, not really, eh? How about now? Yeah, now you can. Just get that focus better. There we go. Right, that's this cap going on. I've got a bit of a balancing act going on here. Okay, that's one down. Yep, we've got a nice new cap there. Nice Nichicon cap. Better than factory, that one. Literally, because it works. Right, C10. C10 would have been this slightly bigger one, I believe. 100 microfarad, 25 volt. Okay. What we got here? 47 microfarad. 6.333. That's the beefcake cap. What else we got? Nope. Nope. I'm gonna need that. What did I say? 25 volts, 100 micro. Is that what I said? Yeah. 25 volts, 100 microfarads. Great. So that's another cap ready. At least I don't have to bend these ones. That's nice. Oh, welcome back, Jason. Good to have you back. Yeah, I'm just recapping the power board now. Seems to be going alright. There we go. Let's see if we can see that. We can. So that was cap C10. Let me just double check I've got that absolutely right. I'm not 100 sure. I'm just gonna check the Game Gear wiki. Power board C11 100 microfarad 25 volt, and that is what I just installed. I think that is a 100 microfarad 25 volt C10. Oh wait, there. Yeah, that is correct. It's just I don't have the European model on there. Okay. So let's get that soldered in. And if it's not correct, it'll blow up in my face. At which point, you're all entitled to laugh. Ah, come on. Ow. Ow. Burning myself on the soldering iron a little bit there. Ah, come on. For the love of Thor! Come on! There we go. Much better. And then we got one more to go after that on this board, and then it's just the audio caps, which is 5 caps I think, and they're easy enough to do. Oh, what's upstairs? Recapping a Game Gear. Yeah, recapping a Game Gear. Actually, this particular Game Gear is a really nice example overall. It's in pretty swish condition, gotta say. Hoping the LCD works. Because, you know, they're getting rarer and rarer to find where the LCDs actually work. You often have to just replace them. This cap that I've got to replace here then is a 22 microfarad 35 volt. I might only have a 50 volt alternative, but let's have a look. So 20... nope. Nope. Honestly, my brain today is just nope. 35 volt. Okay. Where's my 35 volters? 25 volt. 100. Oh, I bet you this one. No. My biggest problem is I have about 300 million packs of capacitors, and I don't know which ones are which. So 250, no. Wait. Aha! 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 Just double check that. 35 at 22, 22. Yep, okay, found them. Yeah, it totally smells like fish. They always do. It's that bloody capacitor fluid, isn't it? The electrolytic fluid. Every retro system with dying caps stinks of fish. It's the weirdest thing, right? And anybody who's worked on them, they always say the same. Everyone says it. They stink like fish. Okay, come on. God, I hate getting these caps in. There we go. We get in there. Yeah, it's not pleasant. It's not like going down to Chippy on a Friday, you know, oh, let's just have some fish and chips. It's not that kind of smell. There we go. Power board recapped. They're a bit close together. Let me just get rid of that debris. And let's snip that a bit better, shall we? And then let's just make sure they don't touch. Apparently I've still got bits of cotton swab on that pair of tweezers. Yeah, that should be okay. That should be okay. We're actually at a point now, guys, where we can check to see if this Game Gear actually works. So the question is, should I do it? Should I check to see if it works? Or should I just carry on with a recap? What's the score, guys? What do you reckon? What should I do? You think I should check it? I think I should check it. What do you think, RB King? Should I check it? Let's do it. Let's just check it. Let's just check it. Right. Do it. Do it now. If it blows up, I'm sorry. I shouldn't blow up. Right, let's get a game in. The absolute classic. Okay. Power's up. Oh, we got Sega. I can see it. I can see it, guys. Hang on, let's see if we can get this in focus. There we go. You're in luck. Look at that. Hey Phil, welcome. So yeah, we got it running. We're up and running, guys. Welcome, Phil. Good to have you. Right. So, we got power, we got a working Game Gear. The only thing we got to do now, then, is the audio board. And actually, that screen looks like it's in pretty good condition for a 30-year-old screen. I mean, that thing's probably in better condition than I am. And that's it, like, you know, well, that's not saying that much, actually. Right, cool. So all we got left to do now is this bad boy. So, I guess we're just going to clean it up. So let's do that. Let's head over to the scope. Let's just wick off all the crap. I had one of these once where the pads took me about 40 minutes to clean because they had that much corrosion on, but the pads beneath all the corrosion were actually good. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. So let's get this up nicely. Probably don't need my iron running at 400 anymore. Right, let's see if you guys can see that. No, you can't. There we go, that's a better view. Yeah, I tried with switch stuff. I try. And in fact, when I discovered Phil, I think I was asking questions on Reddit and Phil answered me. And I'd not long discovered Phil's channel on YouTube at the time. So I got a bit fanboyish. There we go. Nicely done, I think. Just try not to melt anything. I don't want to melt. That's gross stuff. Yeah, I'm not very good at concentrating and actually talking at the same time. All right, so we got a bit of corrosion down here on this one. I could probably just burn it off with some flux. Wherever I put that. There we go. To be fair, Phil, like, I won't take offence if you call me stupid. You know, most people that call me stupid usually justified, because I'm usually doing something stupid, and if you do something stupid, you can expect to be called stupid. I'm just going to put that out there, you know, I'm not referring to anything in particular. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right, how are we doing up now? I'm sliding out of view there, aren't I? There we go. Crying out loud. Yeah, that's coming up okay. And then there's this one. Ooh, that doesn't look great, does it? Look at that. There's some nastiness around those caps. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, Phil, I don't know how old you are, but I'm guessing that this thing is older than you. Ooh, Xbox One and some water, eh? If it belongs to somebody you don't like, is it by any chance second-hand water? Oh god, look, this is what I was hoping to avoid. Look at this. It's just oh, it stinks of fish. Oh god. Blech. 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 See what we can do. See what we can do. Seriously, this old capacitor juice. Ugh. Gross. Just gently nudge that. Okay. Actually, that's not too bad. It's not perfect though. Now these other caps around here, they've taken a little bit of collateral damage. You can see that the joints have gone cold on them. Either that or I'm hallucinating. There is a lot of flux around. You know what, Phil? Damn. That's brutal. That is brutal. Oh. What? Brutal. Alright, let's try just reflowing these to begin with. Let's see if that improves it. Alright, that's not too bad. Cool. Yeah, give it a clean up. See if we can brush some of that nasty crap off. Right. So I was just checking the chat, guys. Still not happy with this area. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty enough pad now to make a decent enough connection, but I don't really like leaving any corrosion on there. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's coming off okay, actually. I tell you what, apart from the crappy capacitors, these old Game Gears are practically indestructible. They're really, really hardy consoles. Da, 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 da. Alrighty. And so that we can maximize the audio performance of this incredible 16-bit game system, or is it 8-bit? 16-bit. There we go. So we can maximize the incredible 16-bit audio. We're going to use audio-grade capacitors. Because obviously the crappy little speaker on a Game Gear is capable of that kind of level of quality. Audio caps. There we go, there's some audio caps. Okay. Those are the ones I need. Yes. These are the ones I need. Maybe. Freak. That's amazing, guys. Free COVID. Do you happen to get that by the drive-through? You know, you have like a little sort of COVID distribution centre next to like the 7-Eleven. My fiance's Californian, and I'm not joking. There was a gas station, and right next to that gas station, they were giving out vaccines. It was a vaccine centre, and they offered, I think it was like a buy one get one free on some takeout food as well. And it's like, oh my god, this is just America in a nutshell, man. 106.3 and 47 microfarads. Okay, so what we got? We got 6.3 at 100, and we need the other one. But yeah, I kid you not, that is literally what was going on. It was insane. And I kid you not, my fiancée, she went for a test as well. And honestly, she's standing in queue and she's chatting to me on the phone at the time. And she put a camera on. And she goes, look at this. And she pans, and there's an ice cream truck cruising down a line of people waiting to be tested for COVID, trying to sell them ice cream. And it's like, are you actually dumb? That's all I could think. Like, I had harsher words than that, which I don't want to say on stream. But yeah, it was absolutely like, yeah, it was dumb as hell. Okay, I'm going to switch to the main camera view so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, because I'm just kind of faffing around at the minute. So, there we go. We're getting the nasty caps. Well, they're not really nasty, they're actually pretty good. So, I need to bend these into a shape that this will accept. Oh no, I really like Jay's 2 Cents as well. He's a really good YouTuber. I've been watching him for years. Oh, I hope he's alright. It's no joke as well. I mean, I know California, my fiancée, she lives fairly close to Los Angeles actually, and it's been pretty bad around where she lives, actually. So the way I do these caps, you can probably see what I'm doing. Can I get that into focus properly? So yeah, I bend the legs like that, and then sort of in the midway I'll bend them out. So I'll show you that in a second when I'm done. Oh, bloody nuts. Wish I could find my damn pliers. Ah, there we go. That's not bad at all. No, there's that. Cool. I got wire snips here somewhere. There we go. You taking a day off streaming or something, Phil? It's good having you here, anyways. Appreciate the company. Appreciate all you being here. Right, let's get this under the scope again. Oh, I'll be tuning in then. Yeah, I'll tune into you. You can see my hacky way of doing these caps. There we go. That's not bad, is it? That's not too bad at all. Let's get some better focus. Oh god. Here we go. I'm going to have to tack it in first, I think. There we go. Cool. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I'll try not to take too long on this now. There we go. Again, oftentimes with these older systems, it takes more time for the prep than anything else. Okay, so negative goes on the top, so let's bend that. Rocketed in price? Oh, mind you, I guess you used to be able to get them for like £5, right? Like nowadays they're like, what? 30? 40? A broken one? Something like that. Yeah, they don't... Do you know, I found this in general, actually, the price of broken stuff in general is going up. Like, I buy broken switches on eBay. Like, I wouldn't take one from a customer yet, although I'm getting a lot more comfortable working with them. I still wouldn't be quite ready to take one from a customer yet. I mean, these Game Gears, I've probably done like 15, 16 of them, so I'm pretty comfortable with them. But like, I wouldn't be comfortable taking switches and buying those switches on eBay. Like, some people, like, they're asking for stupid money for them. They're like, oh, I want £100 for it. And like, they won't even tell you if it comes with a NAND module or anything. And you're like, well, why would I take that gamble? Why would I give you £100 for something that could be missing one of the vital components to make it work? You know. Like, I was bidding on one earlier, actually. It was a little job lot of switches, 6 of them. And I lost a bid because I refused to go too high up on it. And the long and the short of that one was, they were asking for... Well, they weren't asking because it was an auction, but like, they had six switches. And all but one of them were missing the game cartridge readers. And as you know, those things don't come cheap. They're about 50 quid each. So 40, 50-ish, I think. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit close to my mic. There we go. Have we got this in shot? No, because I'm a doofus. There we go. Got shaky hands. Always have shaky hands. There we go. That's a crap solder joint, but I'll fix that in a minute. Let's fix that now. Ah, that's better. Get in there. That's pretty good, actually. $90 out of 4. One was a no fix. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll tell you what. I was looking at a Switch the other day, and you know, it was going reasonably okay. I tested some caps around some of the ICs, you know, as you do, and I found that it was shorted around N92. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just pop N92 off. Popped it off. Short's still there, and I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So I checked P13, shorted, and then I thought, this is going to be a short to ground, isn't it? So I'm testing around the board, and I'm like, crap, it's just shorted to ground, it's not the chips. And I had no way to actually find the proper shorted component, so I did it like the old-fashioned, like, moron way of, like, just lifting chips. I found the chip in the end that was causing the problem, and then promptly ordered myself a benchtop power supply, so I can avoid doing that again. Well, yeah, I mean, spending money to make content on YouTube, that's one thing, that's fine, right? Like, yeah, totally, go for it. Why did that not snip? There we go. That's one thing. I don't know, I guess the person I was bidding with just thought it was worth more than it really was. Sorry, I gotta bend this again. I'm just griping. And actually, Phil, your videos where you were well, you've done a few. You were reballing APUs. I actually took the plunge with that for the first time myself the other day. Used a stencil, so I wasn't quite as hardcore as you were when you were doing it all by hand. But yeah, well, yeah, went reasonably well too. I was quite pleased with that. I just want to say thanks for that content. Let's bend this into shape. Oh god, this is what takes all the time. It's bending like crap into the right position. That's still not as nice as I'd like. There we go. And there we go. I should trim those legs more. I don't want to short them against the other cap. Yeah, hand reballing. I have tried it on some of the smaller chips. I tried it on what was it? It was a PCIM, not the N92. It was a Max 7760, I think. Something like that. I hand-rebuilt one of those. And that was a bugger because I think the solder balls were like 0.2 millimeters. And then they kept like flying off whenever I applied even 1% hot air. Turned out I was just being stupid and using too much flux. You know, as you do. Oh, bollocks. Bollocks. Come on. Bollocks. Come on, you bloody... Grumble, grumble, grumble. Come on. Phew, there we go. Tacked it in. Okay, you guys might not be able to see this too well. I'll try and keep it in shot. But you know what? Navigating between such a tiny space like this, it's not easy. Did it though? Oh, let's see what's going on in chat. So, I did a max chip, used a mini hot plate. Oh, nice. Just inspecting my solder joints. You know what? Let's get that nasty crap off the board. There we go. Do you know what I just did? Do you know what I just bloody did? Guess what I did? I soldered the wrong cap in. I gotta remove that. Derp. Come on. All that effort. The wrong damn cap. I'm a herping and a derping. Ow. Ow. There we go. Fix my derp. Cool. Ah, you idiot. It was this one I was meant to solder that to. Nice, 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 nice. It's alright, I know when I should take the blame. I should take the blame when I'm in the wrong. And I'm in the wrong. 'Cause I'm a goof. I'm a doofus. Let's see if we can get that cap in position. Again, like I say, this is the one reason you might want to get one of those SMD kits. Depends how much you care about the audio. Let's get that better positioned. I don't like that leg's sticking up. There we go, that's fine. Tack it down. Flux. Crap. Oh, fucking hell. Again, that is one of the worst solder joints I've ever done, but fine. Oh, look at this, it's like a leg hanging up in the air, it's like a dog. It's like a dog going up next to a wall, marking its territory, you know. Right, I need to stop dawdling. Sorry, guys. Okay. Boom. I don't like that joint. Tell you what, this RMA 218 flux is really nice. I really like it. Right, there we go. No shorts. Should have got that link straight to me. Well, you know what? You'd never really like done anything like this with me. I don't blame you. You know, you test the waters, right? You don't just send something out and then. Well, I guess you do send something out and hope for the best, but you know what I mean. I don't blame you. Okay. So, final caps. New rollers. 47. Yeah, just 2 more. Okay. Right, guys, let's get these ones done and out of the way, shall we? Hopefully we get delicious audio when I'm done with this. Because although it's in most probability going to be the caps, because all the caps have failed, you never know if it's hiding an underlying problem, right? And it could be. It's unlikely, but it could be. Again, like I say, these things were built like tanks. And I'll tell you, one system, one retro game, it's retro now I suppose, but one retro game system that not a lot of people realise was built truly like a tank was the Sony PlayStation 1. And the CPU, the MIPS 3000 I believe it was, might have been manufactured by Sharp, I could be wrong. But anyway, I know for a fact that the CPU that came in the PlayStation 1 was so hardy it was actually resistant to radiation and was used on deep space probes by NASA. Very same processor that's in your typical home PlayStation. So, if you want to create your own competitor to Elon Musk's bollocks satellite network, just strap a PlayStation to a firework and you're away. That's it, you'll have your own Starlink. Yeah, there's some real nice mods for the PlayStation 1 these days. You've got like the There's the high def HDMI mod, that's pretty good. You've got the, is it the X Station? I think it's the X Station. It's basically the SD card mod. You replace a CD drive, that one. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I need to order some P13s as well. Come on. Cool. One more cap after this one and then we're done. Flux. Nice. Smells like progress. It smells like victory. 300 quid's worth of chips from Ali. I mean, I get mine from Ali and like, man, that's a lot of chips. I'll tell you what though, not long ago, I bought some M92 chips. I'm like, oh, they're cheap. Oh, original Nintendo Switch components. Yeah, great. Got them. They really were original. They were salvage chips. And I'm like, do these even work? I mean, they say they're tested. They say that the chips they've lifted are tested. And I'm thinking, if you're lifting chips from Nintendo Switch consoles, right? Chances are there's something wrong with that console, so how are they tested? Are they like desoldering them, soldering them on a working one, and then like, is there a test jig they've got? Like what the hell are they doing? Alright, last cap, guys. Last cap. Right there. Right, done. Okay. Sweet. Really? Okay. That's actually pretty good then, because I was like under the assumption, you know, I had no idea, right? Like I kind of bought them by accident. I wanted to get like brand new chips, largely because I would have assumed that new chips would be better, right? Like, you know, I guess maybe I'm a bit naive like that, because yeah, I'm actually not that experienced. Oh no, 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 no. You see what I mean? You see? You see? Okay, there we go. Come on. Come on, I don't want to really... No, no, no. Shite. Quick. Quick, quick, quick. Don't lean on that plastic too long. Okay, grazed it. It's alright. No, that's crap. Nearly there, guys. Nearly there. You can see the awkward position I'm in. Okay. Alright, I think we're done. I think that's it. Right, I'm just looking at the chat. So, yeah, Ali's a bit hit and miss. I want a Game Gear, EverDrive, but what would I get? But yeah, there are EverDrive clones, and there is a caveat to those. They basically use FPGAs that have well, no, it's not the FPGA. Sorry, they use EPROMs that have a limited number of rewrites, and if you get the cheaper ones, they're based on an older version of the EverDrive, and you can only reprogram them so many times before they just shit the bed, right? So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. There we go. There's our recapped audio board. Is that the right one? No, that's the right one. Right. Okay, let's just get this together enough to see if it worked. So we want to get that plugged in. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Oh man, my work area is a mess. Wall of shame. Okay, that's the audio in. That's the power board. We know this works because we've already tested it. All right, let's get it powered up. How about that? Let's grab a button. Swish. Backlight works pretty well. That's a pretty good. You've got a good example on here, RB King. This one's in good shape. And listen to how loud this can go. Let's crank it up. Oh, that is cranked up. That's pretty loud though. It lives! It lives! It breathes! I'll have to check it with batteries as well, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, that's a positive result. So RB King, there you go. There's your Game Gear recapped. And you got lucky with your LCD, because these can be hit and miss. These can totally be hit and miss. I've had some where I've recapped them and they're just dead, Or I've recapped them and the screen's just been extremely dim because, they kind of degrade with time. But yeah. You had a very good example of a Game Gear. I've actually got a drawer with like 10 of these in. These were the system I kind of learned to do what I do with. I can't get this bloody connector off. Come on. keep that for now. But yeah, there we go, guys. All I got to do now is get this back together and cleaned up. I know I said I'd replace the glass on here as well, so we'll get that done too. Yeah, it's totally RB's. God, my work area is awful. And you know what, like, seriously guys, really appreciate all of you being here. Appreciate you coming along as well, Phil, actually. Feels like I've got a big YouTuber watching me. Hey! But yeah, there we go. Now, nice thing about this one is it should last you a good while. You know, they're electrolytic caps, but they're pretty good quality ones. You know, they're Nichicon made ones as well, and Nichicon do some pretty good caps. Rubicon are pretty good as well. Yeah, there we go, guys. What time is it? 8:24. That's not too bad. Yeah, thanks all. Thanks all. Really, really appreciate it. You know, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate the comments. I'd say smash that like and subscribe button, but you know, I don't do that much content. Do it now and then. Now and then. Right, I've lost crap now. Random solar balls. Cool. Anyway, I'll get this back together. There's not much point me really streaming that, because it's just, you know, reassembling the machine, right? Oh, cheers, Phil. I'm so close as well. I'm so close. I'm so close to that 100 magic number. But yeah, as I say, anyway, I'll get this back together. I'll get this removed. I've probably got to soak it in a bit of IPA just to dissolve the old adhesive around it. I'll get a glass cover on. Got one of those right here, actually. One of these bad boys. But yeah. Again, I mod these as well, you know, like, I enjoy modding them too. Actually, once they've been recapped, modding them's quite easy. Because you're basically just taking stuff off, like the ribbon cable along here. But yeah, as I say, you know, there we go. To be fair, I'm not charging that much for this anyways. I'm doing it more because I just want to do it, right? Charge back. I know you're joking, Phil, I know. This is the bit where you say, actually, I'm not. And then I'm like, shit. There goes my beer money. But yeah, I tell you what, like, working on retro consoles, it's just, sometimes it's a real joy to see the simplicity of older electronics, right? Like, and they really are a lot simpler. They're from a different time. I mean, you look at an Nintendo Switch now, and you can probably get like thousands of components in the same space that you'd have one IC on an original NES, say. You know, different time, right? You seriously had people do that to you? Damn, I suppose I can believe it. Yeah, RB King, if you want one of those purple shells, I think it's Retro 6 that do those, and they do look pretty nice, actually. Pretty easy to install though. It's just pop the old screws off, pop it in a new shell, off you go. Yeah, honestly, like the old NESs are just fantastic to work on. I've got the very first PCB I worked on actually over it. Let me grab it. This show. This is a board of shame right here. This was so screwed up. The damage I did to this is unbelievable. This is when I had no idea what I was doing. Like, you got that ugly mess. You got, like, through holes that are gone. I use this as a practice board now. I think the last thing I tried doing on this was putting new through holes on. And that didn't go well. This is a salvage board, though. But yeah, like, it's hard to express how horrible this board actually is without getting it under the scope, and I think there's only so much embarrassment I can take in one day. Yeah, I've heard about popcorning. I've never done it because I've not really done much reballing, right? But yeah, isn't that basically when the substrates start to separate? When you heat it up too much and you've not preheated the board? I think it is, right? Yeah, it's easy done, I suppose. I mean, I've recently reballed a Switch APU, and I guess you can get away with it on Switches with just a heat gun, right? Like that. I reballed that. But yeah, you can't really, I don't know. Without a preheater, I need to get one. Yeah, I want a BGA rework station, you know, like a proper one with like the infrared heated stuff and that, but it's kind of a lot of money to go splurging on something that I don't really do much. And I'm sort of in half a mind to like maybe make myself a little bracket that I can mount the hot air, you know, the hot air on like this. Get one of those square adapters that fits the shape of a chip, hang it upside down, and then maybe have a board preheater underneath and just sort of manually follow the reflow profile. But I don't know how well that'd work. Tempted to give it a try. I feel like that's the poor man's way. But yeah. Right, anyway guys, I'm gonna call this a close. I'm gonna jump on your stream as well actually, Phil, when you get going. Yeah, I guess I could make my own. I mean, I was thinking of actually just grabbing one of those board preheaters and using one of those, you know, just resting the board on it. Worth a go. Worth a go. Right, anyway guys, as I say, it's been great having you all. Yeah, we'll call it here, and have a great evening all. And as I say, I'll be jumping onto your stream when you're up and running, Phil. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all assembled, and yeah, RB King. I'll email you in a little bit, and we'll sort that out. And yeah, cool. All right, cheers everyone. Have a good one, and take care. And as always, bye for now.